Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12th Canadian Science Policy Conference, CSPC 2020. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue au 12e conférence sur la politique scientifique canadienne. As part of the interview series for the CSPC 2020, we are pleased to have with us Dr. Ted Hewitt, President of Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council. Et nous sommes heureux d'accueillir avec nous le Dr. Ted Hewitt, le président du Conseil de recherche en sciences humaines. Welcome to CSPC 2020, Dr. Hewitt. So let's start off with the issue of the day or of the year. 2020 has been an unprecedented year for the entire world, of course, and obviously for research community due to COVID-19. And while much of the public focus has been on the health side of the research for obvious reasons, the social and individual implications and impacts have been enormous. How has SSHRC responded in the context of this pandemic?
Okay, très bonne question, Monsieur. I think with no vaccine as yet, we have no surefire treatment. Much of the focus has been on pandemic management, and a lot of that has been on human behavior. So in this context, social science, humanities research isn't just useful, it's absolutely critical. And that's going to continue as governments, and in fact all of us, work to manage the social and economic impacts of the disease, regardless of whether a vaccine appears in 3 months or in 3 years. En tant d'organisme, nous nous sommes fortement engagés à soutenir de nouvelles voies de recherche par le biais du Fonds pour une intervention de recherche rapide contre la COVID-19, de subventions de partenariat, et d'autres mécanismes qui approfondissent la compréhension des dimensions sociales de la pandémie. Lots of research is being done. We're supporting research documenting how Canadians understand and respond to the outbreak. For example, who do they trust for information? How are they adapting their behaviors? Is their perception of risk changing? And this kind of research will help better understand the social dimensions of COVID-19 and inform response efforts, which we think is really critical. SSHRC's also funding another project assessing how COVID-19 preparedness and response policies are being transmitted to and implemented in hospital, family healthcare centers. And really that's going to help identify opportunities for improving response efforts in real time. And for future public health emergencies. One of the things we hear a lot, and I'm sure you've heard this as well, Mehrdad, we're in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat, which is to say that the pandemic's impacts are different and they are unequal, and depending on who you are, depending on where you sit. And many of our funded researchers are examining the differentiated impacts of underrepresented groups. So with this knowledge and insight, that's going to help policymakers as well address these inequities and build a more just society as we move forward. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that SSHRC has been directly involved for some time now in supporting Canada's research community as a whole. So we're administering the $450 million Canada Research Continuity Emergency Fund. And as most of your audience is aware, that's a fund that was established by the Government of Canada in May to help sustain the research enterprise affected by COVID-19 and provides a way to support extraordinary and incremental costs associated with maintaining essential research-related commitments during the pandemic. And that's going to also help our institutions ramp up to full capacity post-pandemic. So there's been a lot going on, and we're really, really happy to have been part of that.
Si vous me permettez, je posais la question en français aussi. Le Conseil publiera prochainement un nouveau plan stratégique. Pouvez-vous nous parler des objectifs stratégiques et des priorités du Conseil pour l'avenir?
Nous vivons des temps très incertains et en tant qu'organisme, nous avons un rôle essentiel à jouer en continuant à appuyer la recherche et la formation en recherche d'une manière qui soutient notre mandat actuel, mais qui contribue également à nous aider à faire face aux événements actuels et futurs. So we're launching our new strategic plan, Momentum 2020-2022, so for the next 2 years, we're seeking to harness Canada's social sciences and humanities research strengths really for the benefit of all Canadians and in the context of the times that we're currently living. The plan sets out 5 objectives in all, which I'll just mention briefly. Number 1, enhancing Canada's global leadership in social science and humanities research. That's absolutely essential. We expect that. Canadians expect that. We want to grow Canada's research talent, and I think we'll be talking a little bit about that later on, to help our researchers become world leaders or maintain their position as world leaders in the development of talent. To strengthen the research enterprise is a third objective, obviously, to foster collaborative relationships with research institutions, but also with not-for-profits, policymakers, industry allies, which is absolutely critical. The fourth objective is to contribute innovative solutions to global challenges and opportunities. So this is exactly what we were just talking about. When things arise, how can social sciences and humanities best help deal with that and provide input for policy making? And internally, as an organization, we want to build a nimble and forward-looking organization as we continue to grow in size and in scope. We're committed to developing and supporting our internal talent while upholding values of respect, trust, diversity, and inclusion, which is absolutely essential to us.
So how do you, in the general question, Dr. Hewitt, how do you envision the role of social sciences and humanities in the 21st century? What is the contribution of social sciences and humanities to a post-2020 world? And how do you think Canada, and in particular, our research enterprises, should do to ensure that position?
Well, I mean, what are the major challenges that we're facing here in Canada and the planet currently? I mean, you can name them, right? Political polarization, growing income gaps, racism, issues related to migration and immigration, adapting to emerging technologies, artificial intelligence. We're talking a lot about quantum now. How will we adapt to that? So if we, as social scientists and humanists, are not ready to take on and shed light on these and other critical issues facing society, I guess the question is, who will? So our job as a funding agency is to help prepare the present and future generations of researchers really to do just that. Dans ce contexte, nous devons mettre l'accent sur l'excellence, une excellence qui repose sur des approches équitables, diverses et inclusives de la recherche et de la formation en recherche. Et si nous n'encourageons pas le développement des personnes talentueuses ou de milieux de la recherche de manière à tirer parti du talent de toutes les parties de la société, alors nous serons certainement incapables de faire changer pour le mieux le milieu de la recherche et sa contribution au bien-être social et à la prospérité. The last thing I would say, absolutely critically important, is supporting the development of open access and research data management policies in Canada. I think is also going to be key as we move forward. And some of these are really some of the key elements that we're thinking about as we move forward.
Thank you. Je voudrais poser cette question en français si c'est possible. Le Conseil Recherche Sciences Humaines a affirmé son engagement à développer la prochaine génération de chercheurs avec des programmes récents comme soutien supplémentaire aux étudiants et aux stagiaires en recherche. Quels conseils ou perspectives donneriez-vous à la jeune génération de chercheurs en ce moment?
Okay, merci pour la question, Mehrdad. Les jeunes chercheurs sont parfaitement placés pour sortir des sentiers battus. Certains peuvent même se dire experts en la matière afin de s'attaquer aux problèmes mondiaux et aux nouveaux défis et d'avoir un impact sur la vie des Canadiens et des Canadiens ainsi que sur les sociétés du monde entier. So young or early career researchers I think are going to be super important, imperative to help guiding the research enterprise in Canada towards a more inclusive, diverse, and equitable community. And as I was saying, to really working outside the box to solve some of the tremendous challenges that we'll be facing as we move forward. As an agency, we're going to continue to do our best to work as SSHRC and also in collaboration with the other agencies to continue to support research trainees in ways that are appropriate and best suit the needs of the research enterprise and system and their needs to ensure that Canada's next generation of researchers is available, is ready to take on future challenges. And I think in some element as well, it's important that we work together with institutions and within the system generally in order to effect that. We fund the trainees. We need to make sure that the support is available, but it's the institutions and the programs and our faculty who really deliver the training program. So this is going to be a hand in glove activity as we move forward.
Wonderful. So now a question about CSPC, if you don't mind. You have been with us with CSPC since, I guess, 2013, if not earlier, and have witnessed our evolution. And during this time, SSHRC has been one of the pillars of our support. By the way, you supported us during this time as well, and we appreciate that support, of course. We are now into our second decade of operations. And how would you characterize CSPC as a center that is a conference, volunteers, magazine, Science Meets Parliament, and now workshops? And what is the value of CSPC from your perspective to the community?
Well, let me say, first of all, that we're really very proud to be a longstanding CSPC collaborator. I think we've been there from the very beginning. You've created an outstanding and exceptional center to highlight science policy research in Canada, bringing together important members of the community, from research, from the political and policy spheres. It's just a great opportunity for networking and to exchange ideas. And for that, we're truly grateful for your efforts to maintain communication with your members through these and other mechanisms, and the way that you've expanded over the years in order to do that, both in quality and quantity. It's just been phenomenal. Votre conférence annuelle est l'occasion pour le personnel du CSPC de tenir des conversations significatives sur la science au service des politiques et sur la politique scientifique. And this is really a domain of social sciences and humanities. It's really critical as well, and it's just been such a great opportunity for our employees. I know as well, having watched what happens at the conference and some of the events that you've held, the most amazing things that I've seen are when young researchers, are explaining to politicians or to deputy ministers, or to people in government, what their research is about, what kind of impact it's having, where this is going to take us in future. And I think that's, personally gratifying. And that's really the most exciting part, of the whole enterprise. So I just want to say how much we've appreciated this opportunity and wish you the best of luck also as you move forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ted Hewitt, for kind words and also for your continued support all along these years. We appreciate to have you with us and always benefit from your advice, your insights into the conference. And also, I must say that SSHRC has actively is participating in the conference panels. Please make sure you capture. There is at least one panel that is co-organized by UKRI on AI, I believe, and also Dr. Hewitt, you are attending a panel with the presidents of other agencies on Monday, October 6th, or 16 in the afternoon. And I just want to make sure that our audience know about these panels and make sure you attend them. And merci énormément, Dr. Hewitt, pour être avec nous.
Okay, à vous aussi. Bonne journée.